Cards Daily is presented by Arizona Lottery. What's your game? Find out at ArizonaLottery.com.
I feel like the players are anxious to go against somebody else, and it's that point in camp. Seen one colored jersey for a long time throughout offseason, throughout training camp, and now guys are excited to compete against another team.
You know, there's an old saying in the preseason that the games don't count, but they matter. Paul Calvisi with Cards Daily. The preseason opener Thursday night right here against the Chargers, and if you're Cliff Kingsbury, the plays that you've seen made here during Cardinals camp, you want to see those made in the game.
You want to see certain guys when the lights are on execute, some of our base installs at a high level and operate and communicate and do certain things. But you get a good sample size with the number of reps we get at practice.
Now, in terms of snaps, Kingsbury says he has a number in mind for the starters, but it's going to depend on the flow of the game. Just don't expect a lot. And in terms of what the Cardinals are going to show, expect less.
I think similar to everybody in the league, you're going to run your base install. I mean, you're not game planning for the Los Angeles Chargers. You're going to run your offense regardless of what defense they're playing and try to go through your reads as best you can and execute at a high level. And sometimes it may not be pretty because of that.
And as for adding a veteran receiver and all those Michael Crabtree reports, Kingsbury saying, quote, anything can happen. Sort of like when Kyler Murray has the ball in his hands. But we'll leave you with Kingsbury and how Kyler's had to juggle a lot more than just that.
I've been proud of the way he's handled things. To be kind of pushed in as the guy, there was no kind of grace period or like leading him in with any veteran presence, and really handled his business. So I've been proud of that for him. DJ was playing, and Marcus is fine. He just had a quick little something that we checked out, and he's good to go.
What about Ricky Seals-Jones?
Ricky, same deal. We just had a hand get looked at, but he's full go.
What was Marcus' quick little something?
Just a tweak of his groin, but he's back.
Do you feel like you're ready to play a game Thursday night? I mean, do you ever feel ready to go into a game, even preseason?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I feel like the players are anxious to go against somebody else, and it's that point in camp. Seen one colored jersey for a long time throughout offseason, throughout training camp, and now guys are excited to compete against another team and a very good football team, obviously. So we're excited.
When you guys got to training camp, does your communication, your daily communication, change much with what you've been doing with Steve compared to like the off season or earlier on?
We're in pretty close contact throughout, but topics I guess change. It's more in the belly of the beast right now, and so there's more pressing issues day to day, I would say, at times.
When you were first hired, what was his message to you? I mean, was it just direct, hey, do what you got to do? Did he have a more overreaching message in terms of what?
Yeah, I think he obviously is highly motivated. I mean, he's a guy who's been GM of the year twice, and he wants to get it right. And I think that was the overall thing. Whatever we have to do to get it right, let's get it right. And I think our entire staff has bought into that.
You guys obviously brought in Michael Crabtree yesterday for a workout. Do you think, given the inexperience in the wide receiver room, you'd like to see another maybe veteran wideout in here?
We're going to continue to bring guys in that we think could possibly improve our roster, and Mike is a guy who I've known a long time and had a ton of success in this league, and so we're going to keep bringing guys in and seeing what fits.
Does the inexperience at all concern you? I mean, you have Fitzgerald, but the rest of the guys are a lot of first and second year guys, with the exception of Kevin.
I don't think it does. I'm excited about it, honestly, for them to start, with a young quarterback and grow up together and, learn a system and hopefully grow up in that system for quite some time. And so I think, to me, it's a fresh start for all those guys. And to learn from a guy like Fitz, I mean, that's one way to expedite, how to do things as a pro. And
do you think Crabtree thing could still happen in time?
Anything can happen. I think, like I said, he's a talented player, has been very successful in this league, and so we'll see where that goes.
If you look at reps Thursday night, is that going to be predetermined or a feel by you or the coaches?
A little bit of both. We'll have a number in our heads, and depending on how the game is going and how we feel about things, we'll adjust it from there.
Speaking of Kevin White, he's been getting a lot of first-team reps. How has he been progressing in your eyes over the course of camp?
I think he's done well. He's a guy who, like you said, he's got a lot of reps with the number ones and has at times taken advantage of it and just needs to continue to show us, that he's deserving of that spot. There's a lot of young talent there at that position, and he's right there in the mix.
Is he a project because of 14 games in 4 years, all the injuries? Is he kind of a project now to get him back on track?
I think just he understands it's about consistency and availability at this point for him. He hasn't been available in those previous 4 years as much as you'd want as a coach, and we're hoping that he can find that level of consistency where you can continue to hone your craft and get better every day, and I think that's what we all want for him.
When you look at those last couple of wide receiver slots, how much will the players' value in special teams weigh into it?
That's going to be huge, no question. Those spots have to be able to contribute, and those guys know that.
Do returners carry more value to you than somebody who just plays in special teams?
I don't think so. I think anybody that can play in multiple phases is a big deal at the wide receiver position.
Where have you seen the most growth out of Christian Kirk over either training camp or the summer?
He's really bought into what Coach Rye is teaching and Jerry Sullivan, their system of route running and getting open, and I think he's seeing the benefits of that. I mean, he has a plan at the line of scrimmage each and every time he gets up there, and I think that's the biggest growth I've seen. I mean, he's attacking and has that attacking mentality in every route he runs. He's one of those guys who doesn't get tired, and so he looks full speed at the end of practice just like he does at the beginning. But I think just having a mental approach to it where, hey, each and every snap, I know what I'm going to do pre-snap, it's really paid dividends for him.
We've seen these guys practice a lot now the last few months. Do you put more stock into what they do in preseason games, or is it more about what you've seen over and over in practice?
I think, consistency of practice is huge. You want to see certain guys when the lights are on execute, some of our base installs at a high level and operate and communicate and do certain things. But, you get a good sample size with the number of reps we get at practice.
Would it be a good showing for you?
Complete a couple balls, maybe score a touchdown or something. I don't know.
Is there any part of you that wants to turn on the Jets and run at least once?
If it happens, it happens. It might happen.
Will you have to argue for more playing time, or you just kind of have the plan in place? Or
I don't know how much I'm playing yet. I think Coach knows, but however long that is, that's how long I'll be in there.
Do you want to? Do you have to say, I want to play as much as possible, I need the experience, or?
I think we're getting a pretty good look against our defense, but at the same time, it's going to be live, so at the same time, you want to keep everybody healthy. So I don't, you got to be smart about how much everybody plays.
You've said all the reps you've gotten in practice going up against a guy like Patrick Peterson has prepared you for the speed and the tighter windows. Do you believe that?
I do. I don't think he's out there just, babying me or anything like that. So when he is out there, like I said, I got to take advantage of it just because we will see, the game's best corners, that they have to offer. So week one, you got Darius Slay and stuff like that. So it's definitely helped me out a lot.
Are you different on game day than you are on a practice day?
As far as I think I'm the same dude. Yeah. Mentally, it's always the same, but it's just a different day.
Everybody seems to be making a big deal about Thursday. You don't. Is that because it's just football?
Yeah, it is what it is. The day's coming. It's a game, but yeah, like I said, mentally, I mean, I try to stay the same, each and every day. And no matter who we're playing, if we're playing, the Patriots in the Super Bowl, if we're playing Chargers in the preseason, for me, it's I'm approaching it the same way.
How much is this offense designed to give you wide running lanes if a play breaks down, especially up the middle?
I think it puts our playmakers in space. So when it does break down, like you said, I mean, I have the ability to make things happen. Spread people out a lot. Like I said, and just when it does break down, like I said, I have the ability to make things happen.
How much of a help is it for you because everyone's kind of going towards the sidelines, that you kind of have that alley up?
I mean, I wouldn't say everybody's going towards the sidelines. I mean, it's regular football concepts, but I think it's on the quarterback to know where everybody's at on the field at all times, and then, from there, you make a decision on when you go and when you don't go. So,
Carla, you've had a lot of success on the football field. Just curious, what's the toughest adversity you ever faced on the field?
Losing. Yeah.
You seemed at OU like you felt pressure in the backfield when you were dropping back, when you were rolling out. You felt it like a sixth sense. Do you feel pressure coming, or do you see it, or how do you know it's there?
I think there's a mixture of not wanting to get hit, and then at the same time knowing the protection, knowing where guys are coming high, when when you got to get the ball out, when it's necessary. But at the same time, you just have a feel for. I mean, you got big dudes right in front of your face, so I mean it's not hard to miss them. So for me, just feeling that, and like I said, just being able to get out and do things with my legs.
Tyler, how do you balance the risks that you take in practice, going for a ball in a tight window or something, versus the ones that you'll take in the preseason?
In practice, I just let it go. I don't really try to be cautious, but if it gets out of hand, which it usually doesn't, but if it does, then I'll kind of lay back and make sure it ends up being a decent day if it did get bad. But during preseason, I'll treat it like a regular game, go through reads, and if it's not there, don't let it go or don't trigger it. But if it's there, we're going to deliver the ball. So.
Having known Christian Kirk over the years, where do you see his biggest improvement from college to the NFL?
When I first met Christian, I mean, the thing that stood out to me was just the fact that he does everything off the field the right way. He's hard worker, loves the game, and he's right where I knew he would be when we were back in high school. So, man, he's just continuing to get better, and I know he got hurt at the end of the year, but I expect big things out of him this season.
What do you remember about that touchdown you threw to him in college?
He was wide open. It's pretty easy, but that was a long time ago, so I don't really remember too much, but looking forward to many more.
Is that playing the playbook this year?
I don't think so. I don't know.
To some of the other rookies about his first preseason game. Did he talk to you at all about that?
No, I haven't really asked him about it. Everybody's got nerves to go out and play. Anxious to get out there. It's the first game. You get drafted. You go out there and play, and you don't want to do bad. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a football game. When we get out there, it's going to be just like how it always has been, and I'm looking forward to having fun.
Will it be strange, you think, to play in a game that doesn't count?
I think it is kind of weird. I think it's going to be different suiting up in a Cardinals jersey. That's one of the things that's going to be different. Just not playing for a school, you're representing the state and stuff like that. So it's a little different, organization. So.
Do you have a lot of family coming in for it, or?
A couple of people.
How do you deal with those nerves?
Oh, I mean, I don't really have too many nerves right now. It's a preseason game.
Just turning 40 on Friday. Do you have any special plans for his 40th birthday?
Not make him look bad. I'm gonna try to do that.
How about you? Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much I can do. Yeah, so.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Not that I can share.
Where did your baseball background come in handy when you're trying to slide and avoid contact?
I think it helps a lot. I've seen a lot of terrible slides, in my days, so. I think it helps me, it's a lot smoother than other people, pop-up slides, stuff like that, just being able to get down whenever I want. Yeah, I mean, I think it helps.
You added some weight, obviously, before the combine, and you'd be playing in a heavier weight. Have you noticed anything different about carrying an extra 12 pounds or something?
No, I think I just naturally got bigger, over time. I didn't really try to put on weight or anything like that for the combine, but it just naturally happened. So for me, I've been practicing since rookie minicamp, since we got here. Feel good, feel ready to go.
Have you maintained that weight since rookie?
Yeah, I'm still beefy, still big.
Thanks, Kyler.